All right, yo. I'm here. Let's see.
Yo, what's good, my man?
What's good, gangy? How you doing, bro?
Chilling, chilling.
All right, you know the vibes, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I got like a few questions for you, my man. You know what's up? But like,
Talk
first
to
things
me.
first, you're fucking wild, gang. That whole conversation is fucking crazy. That whole conversation is crazy about what
Wait, what
happened.
was it?
About like earlier, what happened like literally like 5 minutes ago. About the whole like conversation
I
about
don't know what you're talking about. I plead the fifth.
you plead the fifth. That's crazy. Imagine that. But yeah, yeah. Well, like, yeah, I got some few questions I would like to ask you, like in terms of like fighting games and stuff like that, and a bunch of just life stuff in general. Just like really like little pod thing. You know the vibes. But first things first, I want to like ask you, like if you feel like if you didn't start off with Dragon Ball, where would you feel like you would have started your fighting game journey, if not at all?
You said where I would have started if it
Yeah,
wasn't for Dragon Ball?
yeah.
Uh, Nowhere. I'll probably be at my on my 9 to 5, low key.
Yo, bro, I'm like I told you earlier before, like like this shit is like this shit is like really a blessing, bro. Like for real, like to be able to like like live and like play like stuff off of fighting games and stuff like that is really
Nah,
like a
yeah, I'll
blessing,
probably still
bro.
be playing like an MMO or something. I'll probably be a Lark master by now. I'll probably be making videos for Lark, and you guys would never hear about me. Realistically speaking.
Bro, man, like I'm telling you, bro, like for me personally, I don't think I think Dragon Ball was like where I basically like took off basically, but it's just like like if it really wasn't for Dragon Ball, I probably wouldn't have been like as integral in the scene as like it's like I am now, personally, because I wouldn't have met Nokami, I wouldn't have met Bum, I wouldn't have met you, I wouldn't have met anybody. Honestly, I wouldn't have like really like known anybody. I feel like I always say that that's a blessing thing. Like that's a definite like blessing for like being able to like actually like know the people I know and the things that I do know and able to like help people out and stuff like that within the community is always like a blessing for me. And I feel like for you like you're like I would say I would like like you're one of like the bigger content creators of the Dragon Ball community and you're like reaching out and like doing other things. I feel like that's a really good thing that you can do, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm okay. I don't view myself as someone who is like uh
Like a pillar
big in
type
the
thing,
scene. What?
like a pillar, right?
No, I don't view myself that way. Realistically speaking, like I don't view myself as a pillar of the scene because I haven't done things that other people have done, and the amount of time they have done it for as long as they've done it, and as continuously as long as they've have done.
Yeah.
I still say I'm still new into helping out the people. But I wouldn't say that I'm a pillar. Definitely not.
In my personal opinion, though, I really, really think that like like you need to give yourself a little bit more credit because you really do like a lot for the scene and a lot for the people in the scene that like I wish I could do, but I can't really like do it per se. So like it's just like you build a lot of rapport with like a bunch of like different people, like like for example like Wade, like the overseas players, stuff like that. I feel like personally like like you really do a lot more than you think you do, honestly. Like that's just me looking from the outside in, like like yeah.
Like let's say like for example, C4 says time doesn't matter, it's the effort and the results you produce. Like I would say I help out a lot. I'm willing to help out people within the community, right? Like open up my home and stuff like that. Like I do things like that, but I wouldn't say I've gone above and beyond and done things that have moved the game forward. I don't think I've done that. I don't think I fit that kind. Like I would say Bum has done things that had done to push the game forward. The Damascus, the Tyrants. I think they have done a lot. for the community to help the game, continue moving forward. Cloud even, right? Like hook, like we had this conversation before.
Yeah.
The hooks, the clouds, the kill sage. They've done so many things to push the game forward. But I don't think I'm a statement like a pillar. Like I don't view myself that way. I don't.
Like I told you earlier, right? Like I think that I think that like I think yeah you like like it's okay to be humble, but I feel like at times like life doesn't really give us like the things that we want a lot of the time. Like like for me, like I really wanted to like I always thought that like being like a top player was like the main end all be all goal for me, and I never really thought that like hey like I can work behind the scenes and probably get as much if not more recognition or more like like funds or stuff like that. Although it's not even for the money thing, like, it's just like like it's like guaranteed things. I can get guaranteed opportunities and stuff like that. Just by working behind the scenes instead of like literally just playing and stuff like that. That's why I was like, oh, I always like. That's why I was like, like I was talking to you about like what I was talking to you about the opportunity and stuff like that. I was just like, oh, like I went and just thanked everybody. I thanked Bum. I thanked Neo because I help out with Neo stuff sometimes too. I thank you. I thank Yipes. I thank everybody because like everybody that gave me a chance, I always like sat down and I thanked them because I was like like this shit can easily be taken away from me as easily as it's given. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it like the way I view it is like I'm willing to hope, but it's so much more to me. Like to me, a pillar is someone who advances the game forward. Like that's who a pillar is. That's really how it is. Like it's someone who advances the game forward. Like me trying to hold you down because you don't have somewhere to stay. That's just me being a friend. I don't view it as anything else. Like I don't like when I started streaming in the beginning, right? Like I'm not streaming it for the
For
for
the
the money
money
aspect,
or
right?
anything like that, yeah.
I don't like when like some people think that I knew all these people and I didn't. Like I didn't know Wade. The way I met Wade and Yash and all these other international players, even people from other games and stuff. I was just there minding my business. I'm having a conversation either with like Posey or whoever it is, and they'll come up to Posey and me and Joe like, yo, what's up, man? And we would just kick it off. Just nice, just organic, just an organic friendship. Nothing like, yo, big fan of yours, yada yada yada. It's just organic, like, yo, what's up? What's your name? Oh, you're Wade. Oh, good, nice to meet you. How you doing, my man? And that's that. Like the way I met Wade, for example, is it was Wade was talking crazy like about playing basketball here in the States. I was like, yo, I'll wash you. I don't know who he is. Like I truly don't know who he is, right? I was like, oh, I wash you. Come pull up 1v1. He pulls up and we end up playing ball and we click. We just bonded over something else that wasn't video game.
Yeah, like like yeah, yeah, like it's like like being able to talk to somebody like about like other shit in life, as opposed to like video games shit is like crazy. That's why I was like like talking about life shit is like a really like bonding moment for like a lot of people. So it's like just like talking things outside the game is like really important in my opinion. Like that's just like dummy important. Like oh yeah like I don't know like I know this person outside the game. Like I know this person like how their family doing stuff like that. That was one thing that when No Kami was in the community, he always used to ask about me and my family. So he's like, yo, how your mom's doing? How's everybody doing? Like although he's never really like met them and stuff like that, he was like, yo man, how your folks doing? And I was like, yo, like they're doing fine, bro. Like and that really like helped me out. Like that really like made me like a better. That really like like helped me out and like made me in a better mood because I was just like yo like he didn't have to like ask about my folks like that. We could just be simply talking about the game and stuff like that. But he always like checked up on me, checked up on my folks and stuff like that. So I really hope he's doing well.
That's what I'm saying. But like, it's weird. Like I just view those things as just being a nice person. That's how I see it. I just see you being a nice person. Yo, 6 month, thank you for the gifted to C4. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
But I just see it as being just being a nice person. Like I don't like when somebody says, "Hey, Danny, I'm having issues with my PC." I'm not Like I usually don't charge people. Like realistically, I actually like when somebody asks me for their help for help with like PC and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just be like, yeah, sure, I'll help you, and I don't ask for anything in return. It usually like, yo, Danny, how much, bro? I'm like, nah, it's cool. Like it's fun. I don't. Your friendship is enough. Like
Yeah.
I expect the same in return. Like I don't really care for the money aspect in that regard.
Yeah, like normally I normally like chill for free and stuff like that because like it's unless like I'm going through like something like really dire like the last like couple weeks I like like the last like couple weeks before like groceries were bought stuff like that. I really only had to eat like one thing a day, and I was like, you know what? I had to hit up some people and like ask for something like yo man, I know I help out stuff like that, but like it's like a really like emergency type thing, like But in terms
Yeah.
of like just simply like doing this shit for the money, I don't do it because it's just like I don't care about the money as long as I get to interact with like the people I have been like I and with the community and the people I've been watching for literal years on end, like like the bums, the yipes, the Steves, diaphones, all the people like that. I've been literally like I get to interact with them and get to like like yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like get to what's the word I'm looking for?
Actually, so it says, for example, like Skelly says, a pillar is someone who, if they left, the community would crumble. Literally, the definition of a pillar.
Yeah,
I generally believe that if today, right now, like right this second, I stop streaming just in period, it would affect a lot of people. I can see how it would affect at least the people that come to the streams on a day-to-day basis.
yeah,
But I don't think because of me stop streaming or just stop streaming Dragon Ball in general, stop covering the game or whatever. I don't think the game would fall further down or something. I think it would stay pretty much the same. I don't think it will go up or down. It kind of just stay where it is.
yeah. Like I personally feel like you're up there, but like no flame, but you're not like up there like with like bumming everybody. Like just being honest, but like no flame of course. But but I feel like you're still up there though, and you're giving yourself a lot less credit, and that's just me being like on the outside looking at.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, all right. So this is how I view it, right?
Yeah,
If I if I was to stop streaming Dragon Ball, I don't think the game will go up or down. I don't believe so.
yeah,
But if Bum stopped hosting Dragon Ball, the game would make a drastic downward spiral. Like you visually see the game just be done for real. And I think that's the difference.
yeah, yeah. Like me, like for example, right? Like like I also feel like
The Grand Blue Pillar.
I also feel like a pillar is like somebody like like somebody you look up to as well, like like people like look up to you and stuff like that too. I also feel like that's also a part of being a pillar. Like like even if it's like a small little pillar, like in your own like little like like little building infrastructure or whatever, right? I still feel like looking up to somebody is definitely like if you have people who look up to you, be like, hey man, I want to do that because of you. You inspired me to do this. That's definitely like, in my personal opinion, like a pillar like type thing. Like
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, the only person, Minimum Glaze, I don't know if he's in the stream right now. The only person that's ever actually told me that I'm their idol, quote unquote, is Senior. That's literally the only person. And I know he said that multiple times to me. He's like, yo, Nanny, you're literally my inspiration. But besides that, I don't think I've ever met somebody else who literally told me those words.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like for real, like when you started streaming and I saw you grow, I was just like, dang, man. I feel like I feel like like I really want to like be like be as consistent as you and stuff like that. But it's just a lot of days. I just feel like I'm like, damn, bro. I don't feel like getting out of bed, let alone like fucking doing this shit. Like not even on some lazy shit, right? It's just like just like a bunch of other like things that happen. Like it's just a
Yeah,
bunch
no,
of other things. Yeah.
not earnest. Man, I don't know. Maybe this is me being me, but I don't really view myself that way. I'm just regular Joe Schmo.
Like I really like seeing how like you stream for like literally like a year straight is just like that really like really inspired me personally because I was just like, dang man, if I can get my life together, I can do that shit myself. Right? If I like you see you put out content, it's like dang man, if I really like get my life together, get myself together, I can really like do this shit myself too. Like I can really do it. Like like it's just like like I feel like me personally, it's like a lot of different things, but I feel like like you really inspire a lot of people to like create a lot more content than what they would normally do. That's just me from like looking at it from my standpoint, my point of view. I think that you inspire a lot of people to like put out more
Maybe,
content.
maybe on a smaller scale, but I appreciate it, but I feel like you're giving me too much credit. I don't know. Like I don't. Going back to like what C4 was saying earlier, I think, or what Jones was saying, I do think that I help. What's it called? She says I helped like the rivalry with between EU and NA, right?
Yeah,
And mm, sure, maybe not really, because even if they didn't stay in my house and they still came to New York, the things will still occur. In another way, is how I see it. Like it would still naturally occur. Like they're still gonna meet each other in bracket. They're gonna talk shit at BBB. They're gonna go play their set at OS or wherever the case may be. Right? They're gonna go run their set whether it happened at my crib or it happened at Posey's crib. It'll or wherever the hell it happens or wherever it occurs. That beef set would still happen. Is how I see it. We believed in you.
I really like I like you may say I give you like too much credit, but I feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit. Is what I'm saying too. Like yeah.
I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where I don't view it that way. Truthfully, I actually just don't view it that way.
Yeah, like because like if it wasn't for like the amount of like people I've met throughout the community and stuff like that. I feel like the opportunity that we talked about that I'm potentially getting is just like 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 I personally don't think I would like if I like went to like myself like 5 years ago, 5 6 years ago when I first like started like playing Dragon Ball and stuff like that and saying like, hey, you're gonna be the biggest TO, one of the biggest TOs, one of the biggest and busiest TOs that like you probably ever did in the Dragon Ball community and stuff like that. I'll tell myself I'm fucking crazy. I'll be like, bro, I'm fucking stupid, bro. Like, what the fuck am I talking about right now? I'm like, yo,
But
man,
for
like
me,
crazy.
I guess I don't know. It's weird for me. Like it generally feels weird. Like no cap. I don't meet you. I probably don't travel. Who else is gonna be streaming all stream sets at the events? Like I don't know. The large reason that I do what I do is because I know the community and I know every single fighting game player is lazy.
Yeah,
I know this. Like maybe all right, sure there's a small percentile who are not lazy, but those small percentile people they're busy doing IRL things, like real life stuff.
yeah,
Right? But I know like for example, when I go to Evo or CEO, whatever tournament I go to, right?
yeah.
The reason why I stream IRL is because I know everybody else is like, nah,
Everybody's like locked in and shit.
I wanna
Yeah.
use my phone randomly throughout the tournament. Sure, I understand that. Oh, my phone's gonna die. I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like holding my phone up all day. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't affect me because I see the bigger picture. I see the um damn, I know that there's somebody trying to get better at this game that wants to improve, that would love to see this set between person A and person B,
Yeah.
which is why I do it because I know that somebody else that footage actually helped. So that's what moves me to actually want to stream. This is the reason why I stream today, right?
Yeah.
I know that you guys go to work in the morning and you're like, yo, work is slow as hell today. I really wish I had something to entertain me.
Mhm.
That's the same reason why I stream.
Yeah, man. Like I feel like 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 I said before, like you give people a reason to like tune in and like be actually be like, like, oh yeah, I gotta go to Danny's stream, and like, this is just like my entertainment for today. Like you really like you are like a character, like a really like enigmatic person. So like you really have that like that flair about you that be like, oh yeah, I gotta tune in type thing,
Yeah, I don't know. That again, it could just be me being me, but I just don't view it that way.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, man. Like I feel like yeah, it's okay to like be humble and shit. But like it's just like sometimes you gotta like pat yourself on the back too. You gotta show yourself some love too. That's the one thing I had to learn for myself too. I'm like, dang man, like it's a bunch of shit that I was just like, bro, like I personally like I had to pat myself on the back too. But like yo, because like when I was working on my work experience thing for like what we were talking about, right? I was working on that. I was working on that thing. I was like, dang. I was looking through my Start GG, like all the events that I actually organized and shit like that. I actually organized a total. Well, counting this Sunday will be a total of 438 events in the span of
A lot of
3 years.
events.
Like 3 years, 438 events plus a bunch of other shit too, which is crazy.
Wait, what's this? Facilitating travel players, facilitating travels, players to reduce their costs, being a consistent streamer of a game that a lot of people abandon, keeping it real, G Sports, streaming the shit people won't stream, but the fans want. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I would, even if I wasn't all right, sure, maybe I can be what's it called? One of those strings holding up a pillar. I'll say that.
Yeah, finally, fucking thank you, bro.
A string. I'm a piece of a string that hooks the wires to a bridge. I'm not the whole bridge. I'm just the wires to a bridge type beat.
Yeah, yeah. Like
But even if I wasn't streaming, I would still be doing those things. Is what I'm trying to get at. Like it wouldn't. Streaming isn't what makes me want to do it. Like if I was working at Best Buy, wherever I'm working at, and the players want to come through, I'll be like, sure, there's no problem. I just have to go to work at 10. You have to be out before then. Oh, yo, Matt with the fat 15. Bro, spitting. I'll be bored as hell as work. Wait on other fellas. Go streamer. Yo, Matt, thank you for the $15, bro. I appreciate you, my heart. Thank you for the lunch.
for the
but
biggie
no,
bag.
realistically, like if I was doing that, I would be like, yo, or to Wade, because Wade is probably the most common person that comes to the house. I'd be like, yo, Wade, I gotta go to work in the morning. Leave the keys with my little brother or something, or we're coordinated. So I'll leave because I trust him enough. And like if I let you into my house, that means I trust you in my home. So if I can leave your home alone, and you can entertain yourself, by all means, I'll still open my doors for you. I have to go to work. Like it doesn't change what I do, whether I'm streaming or not. It doesn't change what I'll do for my friends, for my peers.
Yeah.
It doesn't play a factor. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like like it's a bunch of things that like I personally feel like like that like like I think that you do a lot more than like a lot of other people would do per se. Like like I'm like oh, like I really think that like opening up your doors, opening up your home to players. I'm sorry, like speech impediment go crazy right now, but opening your doors to players and stuff like that is just like it's one of the biggest things that people really do. People never really do because it's just like oh like I'm just gonna say like oh yeah I'm gonna house this player, that come from like specific areas that like because like you said before, NY in New York is like mad expensive. So like being able to like reduce their costs stuff like that, it's just like really like useful, especially for people who don't have sponsors, who don't have jobs, don't have those people to like to help them to like get to where they are. That people that have like there's a lot of people who really go to majors that really save their money like because like they've been laid off or they've been fired or unemployed for quite some time, that like they go to these majors just to like have like a time off type thing.
No, yeah, that I understand. A lot of people end up, and then I get it, right? Like I understand. That's why I understand life. Like I get it, right? Not everybody has money.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that. So, which is why I say like, if I'm able to help, this player who can only afford either the hotel or the flight, I'll be like, yo, take the flight, stay at my crib. I got you.
Yeah.
And that's happened numerous of times. I'm like, yeah, I got you. Just stay at my house. I got you. You don't got to spend $600, $700. You just stay at my crib. I got you.
Yeah,
Right?
man.
And I try. I mean, I can't house 30 people at once.
Oh,
I don't got that
obviously,
much
no,
living
no,
space.
no,
But
no.
I
Yeah.
do what I can at the bare minimum. I do what I can. And I think I've done enough now. But,
Yeah, man, I
you
feel
know,
that, bro. I'm like,
it's a
dog.
barrier to entry that gets removed. That definitely would gatekeep some people otherwise. That's why I'm down to donate to free the traveling players. We all benefit from them not having to stress about. Yeah, like it definitely like, you know, I've had conversations with like uh the Wawas, the Yasha, Kasuga, all of them, right? Like all the international players that come through. They were literally telling me, yo, yeah, if I didn't stay at your house, I wouldn't come for this event. It wouldn't be worth the expenses. Like it's not worth it. It's
Yeah.
too much for me to, even if I win the tournament, it's not even worth it. But now if I do win the tournament, I do make my money back. Or I do make more than my money earned that I to get here. Like it's things like that that play a huge factor whether they pull up or not. Therefore, you're a pillar.
You know, like me personally.
A very small, a minuscule, a string. Yeah. I'm a string. Cause I still don't think what's it called? I'm not out here creating big ass tournaments. I don't have like a huge like space. Like if I had like a venue area where I would help and push people along the way and do all that, that's different. No Frenchies at BBB without you. String of a rope, I fear. I'm gonna call them.
Yeah, I
Like
really
it.
think. Yeah, I really
I don't
think
know.
personally, like like when you do the things that you do as a content creator, or even as like a human being or a person, you always like you pay it forward in terms of like like, oh yeah, I house these players because these guys are like cool and stuff like that, and I can definitely trust these fellas and stuff like that. I can trust these niggas and stuff like that at my house. I'm like, damn man, like that shit crazy. Like I me personally, I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing that you're doing, but like I can't afford to do that, right? I can't afford to do that at all, really. So I'm just like, like, oh, I don't even live like in a prominent region to be like do that shit with. So it's just like like it's just I feel like personally, like you like you need to give yourself a little bit more credit. Like you're doing a better job of it now because you say you're the string of it, but like you're not the string, bro. You're literally like bigger than you realize, and I want you to realize that, bro. Like for real.
I'm regular Joe Schmo, man.
Like bro, man, like for like it's okay to like feel yourself sometimes, bro. Like for real, like you gotta glaze yourself, gang. The self glaze gotta happen, bro. Like for real, like I'm not saying like be all like cocky and shit and like all the other shit. It's okay to remain humble, but like you're definitely like you gotta like give yourself a lot more credit than what you're giving yourself. Me personally, I feel like you're helping a lot of other people. They may not just say it, they may not say it, but you're helping a lot of people right now, and it's like
That I'm bigger than what I realize.
yes. not to put that shit message down, gang. Put that shit down, bro.
Go ahead and add an extra inch.
Nah, son. Why do you have that shit at your desk, bro? What the fuck? What were you measuring, bro? Talk to the people.
Nothing, man.
Yeah, gang, you got it, bro. but yeah, like when you started streaming, bro, like what was your like end goal? Like what was you wanting to do like when you started streaming?
My end goal?
Yes, your end goal. When it comes to streaming, what is like your end goal? Like what is your like end all be like if I say if I started
Today,
streaming,
like you're talking about today or when I started?
like when you started.
When I started, I had no end goal.
You just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it for vibes.
Yes, literally yes. I would. The way I started streaming, it's almost hilarious. But the way I started streaming, my younger brother would always tell me, when you guys be seeing here on stream,
Yeah.
he would always randomly tell me, "Yo, why don't you just boot up stream?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." He's like, "Yo, bro, you're gonna play this game anyways. Might as well just stream while you play it, and you already have a bunch of friends. Talk to them and just go from there." I was like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, I don't really care. I'm good off that. Like, I'm not that good. I don't really care to be the best, and I just kind of want to vibe. And when then one of those days, sometime throughout that week, I ended up booting up blindly. I think it was like a little bit before my birthday. Was it 2021, 22?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll stream for a little, because the times I was streaming, I would just play like BNS on stream or Lark or whatever MMO I was playing at the time. I'll play one of those games.
Yeah.
And I didn't have an end goal when I first booted up, and I was like, all right, let me boot up consistently and see how it goes. I didn't really think much of it. I kind of just did my own thing. I'll boot up, play, chat. I was actually pretty reserved, I would say. I'm pretty quiet. Because, like, the way I am on stream, I'm actually very, like, soft-spoken. When I'm on stream, I'm more, like, energized.
Yeah.
Even my friends tell me, why are you so loud every time I join the chord? It's because I'm like, well, I'm streaming. But after stream ends, I'm, like, back to being quiet. But, like, and I don't know. There was no real end goal. To answer the question, there was no end goal. I kind of just,
Yeah. Just
I was like, all right, let me boot up, I guess,
vibes.
and see how it goes. I didn't, and then that's what people, like the first comers, I think Bully pull up first. I didn't know Bully from a hole in the wall. He pulled up to the streams. I think after Bully came through, this is like consistent. Like I was at the 1 viewer, 2 viewer mark.
Yeah.
It was a Bully would come through. We would chat for a bit. It was just jokes. We became cool. And then I think Hoochie pulled up, Jones pulled up, Dimitri, a lot of people. They just like slowly like they started pulling up, and then sometime that like a month later, something like that, I ended up going up to Hook's house, and I was just vibing on Hook's stream. But again, I don't mention anything,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Hook had said something about, oh yeah, you started streaming now too, right? It was just like a little bit, but not really. And then some people came through from his stream, and it was like, oh, Danny's pretty funny, blah blah blah. But I never actually like did anything. Like, I wouldn't like put myself out there. And then Bum was at the same time. Bum was also like, yo, Danny, just tell the people you stream. Like, talk to them, talk to the people, tell them, talk to them. I was like, oh, I plugged myself, but I never really like try. Like, I never really like. I'm always like, nah, it's cool, man. I don't want to say nothing. And he's like, bro, go ahead. Like, tell them, talk to them. Like, yo, you stream. Tell them where you stream at. I was like, oh, hi, it's me. It's what Danny do. Come through. Like, I didn't really like, I never really was the type to like put myself out there, be like, yo, come, like, I don't know. It feels weird. Like, I don't like, I want it to be organic. Like, I want you, if you come through to the stream, I want it to be completely organic. Like, if you come through, you're not coming through because somebody sent you my way. I want you to come back because you actually enjoyed yourself here, not just I'm doing the other streamer a favor by coming here and showing you love. I want you to come through because you want to be here. I don't ever want anybody to come through to the stream and be like, yeah, I'm only here because Bum sent me today, so that's why I'm here.
Like
And that's the truth. I don't like that. I actually don't like that. I like that if people come through from a raid or something.
Yeah.
I appreciate the raid always, but I appreciate the fact that people that come from the raid and they come back the next day and the next day, yada yada yada. Those are the people that I like the most.
Yeah, cause like I remember when you like it was like probably like 2 3 weeks after you started like streaming like consistently and stuff like that. Cause I was like, I saw your channel on my recommended actually, and I was just like, I was like, oh shit, I remember Denny. I remember Daniel from like No Comedy Chat. So I was like, I'm gonna pop in and see what he's up to. Cause like I remember, I'm like, for some reason I have like a photographic like memory when it comes to like specific things, and I saw your name, and I was just like, oh shit, I'm gonna I'm gonna pop in and see what's good, and then like that's it. That's how that happened. That's how I became like like one of the Dirty Dans. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was just like, oh shit, like like because like 'cause I remember we had like a few interactions in comedy chat. Then when we talked and stuff like that, and it was like really cool. I always thought you were a really cool person. I just didn't like I always had like I've always had like people problems and stuff like that because me being like different, quote unquote, with the autism and stuff like that, it just makes me like different. So I've always really had like people problems, but I always like remember like all the positive interactions that I always get, that I always have with specific people, and I always try to like be like, oh, I'm going to I'm going to like show some love to people because they show love to me, or they treated me in a proper way. Because I've always had people treat me like, dog shit for some odd reason, because of the fact that I was different. But like, people treat me like the way, they always. The people like when people treat me in a way that I like to be treated, and treat me like an actual person, I feel like, that's actually like a really like big thing that keeps me coming back to like specific, streaming people, or people in general. Like, there's just a lot of things in life that really like, gets me like that. But like, yeah, like I personally feel like, you, among all the other people who really given me a chance to like, do what I do now, and I'm eternally grateful for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Like, it's interesting because like I'm reading and like what's it called? Like those moments where like some people thought I was clout chasing. I'm like, how can I be clout? I don't even promote myself.
Yeah.
I'm like clout chasing. I I pull up people like, yo, who is that? And I'll be like, oh, my name is Daniel. Like, I'll just keep it straight simple. I don't say anything. It was zero. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Like, I don't say anything. I'll be like, oh, just like if I don't tell, like I don't like taking advantage of other people's platforms. If that makes like I don't like doing things like that.
That's the same.
Like
I'm the
I
same.
don't go into people's streams and be like, "Yo, come check out my stream." Like I don't like doing things like that. I like it to be very organic. Cause like for example, like they're talking about like when the pipe busted in my room, right?
I
I'm
remember that
midstream.
actually.
It's literally like I'm midstream. I'm in my bedroom. I'm vibing, and out of nowhere, my pipe just explodes. I'm like midstream. I'm like, yo, my pipe busted. I gotta like, like how do I fix this? Like I need help right now. I need an adult. Like my pipe is leaking. My bed is soaked. Like it's things like that that create like organic people, organic viewers, if you will, like or people that would just come to the stream. Cause like, wait, he's just like me for real. Like he he goes through the same shit I go through. He goes through the same things I go through. He randomly has aggro. Things just randomly happen. Like stuff. These are simple like interaction that currently busted all over your bed. My goodness. But yeah, no, it's things like that that like it keeps it honest.
Yeah, like that's one thing. That's one thing that you and I have in common, right? I don't like taking advantage of other
Cool.
people's. I don't like taking advantage of like other people's like actual like growth and stuff like that. Like for example, right? Like I used to do community work with no comedy and stuff like that, right? And he was like trying to like push me out there. I'm just like what like like that is. I always told him I was like that's your growth, that's your people, stuff like that. Like I don't want like I don't like benefiting from like you know I don't want to like benefit from this because this is your people. This is your community that like you built, and I don't want to like and I don't like want to like like take advantage of that just because it's simple fact that we're cool, stuff like that. Like I don't want that. I want to build like my own thing, stuff like that. Like that's why I always told him. I was like, like I was like, yo, bro, like like, you're my guy, man. Like for real, like I don't want to like take advantage of your like what's it called of your community and stuff like that. Try to
Yeah.
like build that shit up. I want to build my shit up organically. That's one thing you and I also have in common.
Yeah.
Like I was
Fair.
like, dang man, like like because like I could have easily done it. I could have easily done it, but it's just like it just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Like being like, oh yeah, I know this person, so I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna like like have them help me build my shit up. Like I don't like that at all. Like that's just me fundamentally. Like I don't like that shit.
Yeah. I understand. I can get.
Like if anything, I want to do that shit for myself. Like yeah. Like another thing like like I wanted to ask man, why you let Wade hit that shot on you that you could hit your follow notification, man? What's wrong with that, bro?
With the my follow notification.
Yeah, man, Wade hit that shot and you didn't, bro. What's up with that, bro?
Oh, that was just me being goofy. There's
What's up
nothing
with
to it.
that, bro?
I just thought it was hilarious.
Hey man,
I
bro.
just thought it looked funny. So I was like, as I'm going through my like, what's that called? Streamlabs
Yeah,
or Stream Elements.
yeah,
So like, put notification for certain things. I was like, oh, just things that I found funny. It's really what it is. Just things that I find funny. Cause not to humor myself, But like for example, K-Sec links, they're generally not funny. If we're being real, they're not funny.
100%.
They're cringe, right? But I think most of my links are pretty fun. I think if I send it to the right person, they'll laugh equally because there's a reason behind why I send you a certain meme. Like I can't say anything right now because I might get banned. You feel me? But there's certain jokes that I say to certain people because I know it'll make them laugh.
Bro, it's like if I speak, I'm in big trouble. I use that a lot, actually. I use that shit a lot, bro. Bro, like this whole street culture shit has really like gotten to me, bro. I really use that shit a lot. I be like, yo, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. I'll be saying that shit a lot, bro. That shit be having me in tears.
Yeah. I realized you were just an instigator, not really a toxic person, and you were just trying to make people laugh. Yeah. Like so that the whole like instigator saga thing or whatever, right? Like that's how a lot of people came through to the streams, right?
Yeah.
But the realistic, the real part about it is like I would do it because I know what would farm interaction. Like for example, I was thinking about this earlier before I got home, right? I was thinking about how if I really wanted to like stir the pot and like create drama, because I know people love drama. I know that. I promise you, I know people love drama. And some of my most viewed streams are when drama is involved, right? Like I know this because I know what people like to see. I know they just want to create their own narrative, their own persona, whatever the case may be. Right? I know this information already. So like, let's say I wanted to boost super artificially boost my view count artificially, right? I can stir the pot easily. I don't know. I'll backstab one of my close friends. You feel me? I'll backstab them. Somebody that you guys really, really love, that the community really, really loves, and just create some random fake ass beef for literally vibes. And I know that would like, oh my god, did you see Danny and so and so are beefing apparently? Yada yada yada. And that would like make people go crazy. But you know, I think that's corny. I think it's very corny to do that.
100%.
But I also know that would juice the community. So what I ended up doing was when I first started streaming, I would do these instigation streams, right? And it would boost the viewership. I'll have people, what's it called? Yo, did you hear what so and so said about you? And be like, nah. And then I'll make a tweet about it. It'll get interaction. It'll gain interaction. It'll gain whatever. And now they're playing this $10 set, or people waging their own money. Yo, I got $5 on this guy. I got $5 on this guy. Right? And all of a sudden, everybody wants to see this random ass 1st to 7. That in reality is just there's no beef there.
Yeah.
But it looks like there is. You see what I mean? It looks like there is, but in reality, there isn't. It's just what happened. Like, it's what helped me get to, I guess, where I am now. I would even say I don't know, whatever. But I would say it helped me move forward. It helped me move forward. Yeah. And then I just eventually stopped because people started bleeding and.
Yeah. Like like for example, right? You know, like I think that like you know people like
drama with Nitro.
not starting beef with Nitro, but that's crazy. But I feel like me, like when I jumped into your stream, I jumped into like a little bit before that. I think it was a little bit before. I don't remember honestly. It's been a while, but like I think that you know I feel like you know. Do you think that like instigation or anything like of like you know something like you know like shit talking is really good for the community? I think it's personally good for the community, but like you know it's obviously like. You know, people you had to have a rapport with that person and like you know be like, oh yeah, like you gotta know that person, know how they'll take things and stuff like that. But I personally think that instigation and shit talking is really good for like a community, for a competition standpoint, you know, like stuff like that. What's your like take on that?
Yeah, I think it's good to have rivalries, like have that called that feeling to beat somebody. Yeah, I think so.
Because you know, I was scrolling through Twitter at some point. I was just like, damn, man, like that shit crazy.
Yeah, I think it's good for competition. Like the way I stand by, as long as it's in game, I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. As long as it's kept in game, I think everything is okay.
Yeah, it's like I personally feel like that that, like, you know, competition, stuff like that, in-game beef is like really important. Like, as long if it goes out of game, then you know all bets are off. Like, you know, that shit crazy. That shit crazy. But like, you know, like when you stick when you like, you know, like, oh yeah, like let's say for example, like, you know, you beat me in like a set, like, you know, like 10-1. I'm gonna get my get back. I want my get back. But like, you know, I'm not gonna come after like your whole family and shit like that, you know, just because stuff like that. So I'm gonna get my get back though, like, you know, in terms of like, you know, beating you at some point.
Yeah, I think that's.
But like when you started going to bums, like what, like, you know, what compelled you to go to bums?
It was at first I went to NOBC. Yeah, at first I went. Well, I was a big. All right, so I know a lot of you guys are gonna hate me for this one, but I was a big Redditor. I used to be one of those Reddit demons, and I would scroll through Reddit, um, day in day out at work, on the train, you name it. Like I would always be, um, I'd always be on Reddit, right? So one day I'm like looking up. I'm like, yeah, I wonder if there's any tournament. I could probably find a post, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I wonder if there's any tournaments for this game. Like, I was like, I had a curiosity. That was just random, like, curiosity. I wonder if there's any tournaments for this game. And I check, and I'm like, oh, this guy in Brooklyn named Next Level Battle Circuit hosts tournaments. Oh, I wonder if they host Dragon Ball. So me being a dork, called them. And I called them, I'm like, hey, my name is Daniel. Because I'm super formal. Whenever I'm talking on the phone, I'm usually very, very formal. So I'm like, hey, my name is Daniel. I heard that you guys be hosting tournaments here. I want to know if it's possible that I could come by. I see that you guys are open tonight. Is it cool? Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, come through. They're like, yeah. Oh, look. I found the post.
Yeah, say that.
I say, this game is hype. I am new to the fighting game community. I play MMOs all my life, but this game right here got me hooked. I watched the tournament today, and I would like to know insights as to how to stay updated about tournaments that are coming up, skill improvements, etc., etc. Also, if there's any locals in the New York City area, because I would love to see more live action. If there are any discords as well as chats that can help practicing combos or nice healthy community, perhaps something like a guild. Not sure what the terminology is here. Thank you. Terminology. I said guild. like this is how I found out. Like this is the
This is a fucking nerd, bro. This is a nerd. What the fuck, bro? You just say guild provides, bro. What the fuck?
This is a genuine post. Like this is me. From a stinky redditor to the pillar of the community. HOC guild.
I like this.
Yeah, bro. This is before I was still playing DNS at the time. Like
yeah.
Most of my time went towards Blade and Soul. Like I wasn't. Like I was still playing BNS. Like I would play Dragon Ball, but my main game was BNS.
That's your main game?
It really look at my post. Like all I did was literally like Blade and Soul, Dragon Ball, Blade and Soul. Like these are my posts. Like it was BNS everything. Like I was a pillar for the BNS community. I was there. Here I was a pillar, 100%, right?
Yeah.
But in Dragon Ball, it was more like. I was like, all right, this game is fun. I want to play some more. I didn't know that in New York there were demons. Like I didn't know that New York was where everybody came through to be literal demons.
Man, New York.
I didn't know where. I didn't know there was a whole scene. I didn't know there's 20 years of history. I didn't know anything. I knew nothing at all. And then these people telling me like, hey, there's some sites like Event Hub, sure you can. I'm like, cool, thank you. This is very helpful. What drew you to that? Like I'm asking general question. What happened at Evo that got you? I don't know what Evo is. I don't know anything. I actually don't know anything.
So when did you start playing again? Like when did you actually start playing the game?
Around this time, whatever date this was. Yeah, whatever date that was is when I started playing.
That's crazy.
I'm over here joining subreddit discords. Like this was me. Like, like this guy. You should definitely check out NLBC. Next Level NYC is the biggest FGC airs in New York. I was like, oh, cool.
Blood was a Redditor, bro. That's crazy.
But this was like how I got started. Like this is literally how I got. Like I'll link the post in the chat. But this is truly how I got started. This is generally how I started. Like, talking to the people and understanding. Like this, is how I learned about Team Spooky.
Yeah, man, Spooky to go.
This is what it was. This was my life. Like this is what it was. Like the only place I knew where I can get answers was Reddit.
Yeah.
This is where I went.
Yeah, like like I was like, cause like I was thinking like, cause I think I remember seeing it in OBC, like seeing it on stream something. I don't remember, but I don't really remember. It's been like forever ago. But like I think that personally, like finding your way, no matter how you found it, is crazy. But like like you found out fucking Reddit, which is actually wild. But like but I feel like when you play a game and you really enjoy it and stuff like that, it's really good. But like I got another question for you, man. What's your top 5 MMOs, bro? I'm about to judge you. Top 5 MMOs right now.
Well, I guess my favorite is BNS for sure. In order?
I mean, not in order, just top 5 in general.
BNS, Dragoness, Lunia, Credica. I really like Credica. That was fun.
The Critical was
Cabal.
fun.
I actually don't even like Lark. I'm being dead. I actually don't even like Lark. I just play because my friends play. Yeah. But yeah, I'll say Lunia, BNS, Cabal, Dragoness, Credica.
Yo, Critical was sick, bro. I fucked with that. I fucked with that MMO a lot, man.
Lark is actually not even on my top 5. If I'm being real, I actually don't like Lark at all. I play it, but I don't like it. I really don't like the game. It's actually probably like the worst community I've ever been a part of in terms of MMO.
Yo, Dragoness was sick, bro. I fucked with Dragoness. That was my shit, bro. I actually had a friend. A few friends of mine actually went back and played Dragoness with us, and I was just like, oh shit, I'm gonna join y'all for a little bit. I had to start over though, cause I don't remember my shit from like whatever. Like it was crazy though. Like, bro, man, I've been peeping some new MMOs, bro. I've been peeping some more shit. I'm looking forward to Blue Protocol. I don't know how good it's gonna be. I've been looking back into getting back into Closers, bro. That shit's crazy. Closers was a really good one for me. I fuck with that one.
I never played Closers, Lineage. Usually, like whenever I play a game, I usually stick to that one game. I don't switch games.
Yeah.
Like I the way I am, I'm very straightforward. Like I'll play one game till it dies. That's about it. That's truthfully what it is. I'll play one game till it's dead.
One of my older ones, I used to love playing Adventure Quest when I was little. Adventure Quest and DFO, Dungeon Fighter Online. Those two are one of my childhood ones too. Those two are my goats.
No, I never played those. I played Guns a little bit, but Guns not really an MMO.
Yeah.
No. Those are the games I pretty much played. I mean, I've been playing MMO since I was like 12 years old, so it's like I'm trying to think, but I've been playing them since I was like 12.
Yeah, I've been playing them since for a while. Since I was like 8. It's just like you ever fuck with Fantasy Star Online 2 at all?
I played PSO. That game was cocked. That's why I didn't even mention it.
I
think PSO sucked.
I was like, bro, I legit like played it. I played it for a little bit. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I was just like, yeah, this game is like,
Like again, like a lot of games that I played. Like I played Neverwinter. I played several MMOs, but like a lot of them, they just suck. Like they actually just suck. The moment, like, Swords of Legends. I forgot about Swords of Legends. That's probably like my top 2 favorite.
Yo, that's a throwback.
But there's a lot of games that they just suck. Like if you don't have off rip, if you don't have a DPS meter, I think your game is already bad. I think the game is bad. I think DPS meters are a must. So like if I play a game and it doesn't have a DPS meter off rip, or some way, shape, or form to get one, I think the game is immediately bad.
I'm trying to see what the global version of Blue Protocol looking like. I was gonna play the Japanese version, I was just like, nah, I don't feel like going through all that trouble right now. But like, I'm waiting for that one to see like what goes on. Cause I said I was gonna play that MMO, and the MMO looks really fun. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait. Cause I heard mixed reviews about it, so I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it when it comes out in like NA and see what happens, see how I feel about it. So like, we out? We out the Blue Protocol, bro?
Maybe we'll see. I don't know. I'll see. My what's it called? A lot of these games are let down, so it's more like a we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, like, cause I was like, dang man, like, this is crazy. So like, about Grand Blue, like, what was you like? I remember you were really sleeping on the game.
Okay.
You were really sleeping on the game, bro. That shit was crazy. And and then like you was like Grand Blue Grand sleep shit like that. But I was like, bro, what the fuck? And then you end up picking up the game and you ended up enjoying it. Like, what made you want to and like host the game?
I mean, I usually gravitate towards these types of art styles. Like these types of art styles in games is really what I like. To be honest, it's just like once I saw the art style for the game, I was like, "Oh yeah, I like this. I like the way the game feels." And then when I actually booted it up, I was like, "Yeah, this game feels pretty good. It feels nice to the touch. It makes when I move around and stuff like it makes sense."
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like the game. Like originally, I was like, "Yeah, I'll see it." I was like, "Eh," but then I played it. I was like, "Oh, this game is pretty lit."
Yeah.
And I played it, and I'm like, "Oh, it's actually it's fun."
Don't knock it till you try
it. Initial reaction, I was like, "Grand Blue."
Never knock.
The first one was trash. So I was just like, Grand Blue.
Yeah, the first one was very. It was very like dry, and the netcode was garbage in my opinion. I know more than anybody because like I literally spent over $100 on that game. Cause I bought it in the Japanese version, so I had to like buy.
I don't think it's 1-to-1. Thank you. I don't think it's 1-to-1 whether if the game has rollback or not.
Yeah.
Whether it's fun, I don't think that those things are 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think a game cannot have rollback and still be fun.
No, like Dragon Ball. At times. Right?
Yeah.
Like me, I enjoy Dragon Ball. Like, it's just a fun game. I don't take it seriously like I used to. I don't sweat that game like I used to. But it's just like, I think that games can be fun without rollback. Because a lot of the games that I used to play, like, like I told you, I met Neo playing BlazBlue back in like 2015, like 2016 or some shit. That they didn't have rollback at the time, so it was like, but the game itself was really fun. So I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna enter these tournaments, and that's how I like met Neo, and like eventually like played games with him and shit like that. It was really fun.
Yeah. I don't think they're all 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was like, dude, man, like because like playing fighting games like really brings me together with like a lot of people and brings a lot of people together because like, oh yeah, the rivalries, the storylines, things like that. And speaking of that, like what is like your favorite like storylines in terms of like fighting games, bro? Like what's your favorite like storylines?
My favorite storyline in fighting games?
Yes.
Keep it back with you. I don't really think I have one. I don't really like buy into like storylines like that. Like I really don't, bro. I press escape on old story games. Like I want you to understand. Like when it comes to storylines, I don't really. I think it's cool. Like I'll see stuff and I'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. But like for me to actually care about like the narrative between you versus this player for the 18th time, I'm like, I don't really.
So it wasn't
there's nothing there for me. It don't make me feel any way.
You wasn't fucking with the Sonic Fox versus Goichi shit?
No, like it ain't. I think it's cool, but it doesn't move me. It doesn't move me at all.
Yeah, okay. I see it. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I was
Yeah,
like,
I think it's cool. It looks nice. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But like, I rather instead of seeing it happen, I'd rather you give me
the
the 10 minute
TLDR.
video. Yeah, the TLDR, and I'm like, oh, I see. So they played at this tournament, and this is what this tournament is now important for them. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, I see the backstory. That's pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck, bro? I was like, bro, like I didn't I thought it was gonna be like one of the biggest things out there. 'Cause I remember they played that exhibition final round way back then. 'Cause I was supposed to be at that tournament, but one of my friends ended up going, and I didn't go because I was like busy with like school and shit, with college, and I was like, oh fuck. But he ended up going. And he saw the whole shit. I was like, bro, this shit kind of fire. And I was watching it live. I was like, yo, this shit kind of fire, bro. I was like really hyping shit. Like, you know, I was a really hyper ass kid. Like being like fucking like 20. I think when Dragon Ball came out, it came out 18, right? So I think I was like 20.
I don't.
So
I think it was 2018.
yeah, I was 20 years old. Holy shit. No, I was like, oh, I was like, damn. I was like, damn, this shit hype, bro. And that's when I realized I was just like, bro, I want to be like them. Type beat.
2018. Yeah. Yeah. But overall, I think it's whatever. Like, I think it's cool. It helps. So
Yeah, it goes back to the rivalry thing. Like, I think that like rivalries are really healthy for the game when done right. I really think they're really healthy for the game when done right. And like
it
when
was just
what happened?
no, sorry, I was just reading. It said it was just the first game Sonic and Gucci would ever play each other in. Oh,
All right.
yeah. Like when I saw the tournament, I didn't understand the magnitude behind it. Like when I saw Final Round,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know like the magnitude behind the tournament. You know what I mean? Like I just saw it. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's a nice set, and that was pretty much where my thought of tournaments, like the thought between them, ended. Like I didn't.
Yeah, they had a whole exhibition afterwards. I was like,
I had nobody to like actually like converse with to be like, yo, why is this match so important?
yeah. So we can all use an end zone. We can all use an end zone. It's crazy. But yeah, like I think that yeah, rivalries and stuff is important. Because it's like, oh yeah, because they like, because rivals always push you to do better in terms of actually like, you know, playing a game. Like I feel like if I didn't have like rivals like push me, I wouldn't definitely be like nowhere near as like, you know, better as what I used to be. I would just still be like playing a game just to play the game. And I cause like when I first started playing Dragon Ball, that was when I first had like my intent to like be better than what I was. Like I always used to like lab like old games and stuff like that when I was younger and stuff like that. I used to play like old games and stuff like that. But I never really like cared about like winning or losing in terms of like if I didn't know what I was doing. But like in Dragon Ball, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm about to like, you know, I actually started going to tournaments in Dragon Ball and stuff like that too. But I actually started going to tournaments before. But like when I really like I just went there to like vibe and shit. But when I actually started like going to like tournaments to actually compete and shit like that, was when was when Dragon Ball was like, okay, my main game at that time. And I was like, oh shit, I'm about to like fucking like I met one of my friends actually, one of my good friends. He plays the season one broken shit, like GT, not GT, fuck. I mean Cell Kid Boot 16. And I was like, bro, you're cheap as fuck. And he was like, finally somebody knows how to play the game. I said, bro, I've been playing too, man. I've been out here. I've been labbing and shit. So we actually just ended up like playing in the first to three before bracket, and he beat me like 3-2. And I was like, bro, I gotta beat you, bro. I had to get my get back. I had to get my get back, bro. You're my guy. You're my dog, bro. Like for real, but I had to. He was my dog for real. And I was like, yeah, he beat me 3-2 in day one tournament at that. The game like literally dropped, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah, this guy's probably gonna win, bro. On some crazy shit. He did win. Cause I was like, yo, man. He was playing the broken shit. I was like, damn. But like, I really think if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been obligated to be better.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that it definitely helps move help you move forward. I think it works both ways too, though. Like sometimes a rivalry can help push you forward, or sometimes depending on the mindset of the person. I'm getting mixed. Depending on the mindset of the person, it helped them quit the game faster.
Yeah. Um, yeah, like I'm almost done asking questions. By the way, I don't want to take up too much of your time. 'Cause I gotta do calm in like the next like few hours anyway. So I want to get like mentally ready. But
You're good. You're good.
yeah. Like in what way do you feel like like what are your inspiration? Who were your inspirations for your community, and what have they done for you? Honestly,
Who my inspirations
yeah, your inspirations for like the community.
when it came into the community?
Yeah, who did you look up to? Who did you want to
No,
be like?
nobody. I didn't know anyone.
No, no,
Literally
no.
nobody.
Well, I mean like not. Oh well, I mean like when you started getting settled in, like when you started like going to tournaments and stuff like that, and getting to know people. Who was like people like like oh yeah, I wanted to be like for example like bum or like I wanted to be like like get to know like certain people.
Nope. Truthfully, nobody. Like, I didn't. That wasn't a thing for me. I never really viewed people that way. Like, I never viewed. I was like, oh, I want to be like this guy. I want to be like this guy.
Like in terms
That's
of
never really.
inspiration, honestly.
No, no, no. I understand what you mean. I never had that. Oh my god, I want to be like Arcana. I want to be like Nitro. I want to be like whoever. Like, I never. When I started playing, that was never like a thought of mine.
Yeah.
I never had the I want to be like this person. I actually never. Yeah, that thought has actually never crossed my mind. Even
Okay.
to this day, I'm never like, damn, I wanna be like this person. That's actually just never been like a thought of mine.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually a really good mindset to have because it's just like when people be
Yeah.
like oh people just take things and run with it and be like oh yeah I want to be like this person because this person like did like a lot like for example like for me I wanted to like like started doing my own thing because when I was when the pandemic started I was actually doing tournaments and stuff like that during the pandemic but I actually stopped because I had things I needed to do life obligations and stuff like that I was moving things like that yada yada but when I finally like I reached out to Bum and I was just like, yo, Bum, like, I wanna help you out with these tournaments and stuff like that, Because I don't really be doing nothing and I feel like, I don't I don't think, being a top player right now is like my end goal. I feel like my end goal in terms of what a mark I want to leave on the community is behind the scenes and he was just like, "Yo, like like we'll get you started." And I was like, "Bet," and, and that's why I think that like when I thank everybody who has ever given me like a chance to like run their events because like I said earlier, like I said like earlier, I was like, "Yo." Like this shit can be taken away from me at a whim. Like be like, oh, like people be like, I don't need you anymore. You can go, stuff like that. And I was like, bro, I take this shit like crazy because like people change and needs change things like that. So I was like, you know, I think everybody who gives me a chance to do whatever because like I feel like knowledge can be shared and I was telling my uncle this the other day I feel like everybody has a really good capacity to learn and learn how to do things and like I don't think that I don't think that everyone is capable of being dumb per se. Like per se. I feel like
Um,
people can be dumb, right? But I
I think
feel like it's a
anybody can be dumb.
choice. I feel like it's a choice to be dumb. Is what I'm saying. Like it's a definite choice. Like you're not born dumb.
What?
I feel like it's a choice to be stupid. Like, you know, you're not born like stupid, right?
What did you say right now?
I feel like,
What are you talking about? Nah, you.
bro. I feel like cannot be born dumb.
Nah, you're bugging right now.
People can
I
be
don't know.
born. People. Well, oh my god, I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this shit no more, bro. You got me fucked up now, bro. How dare you? How dare you, bro?
Yeah,
But oh yeah, man. I was like, bro, man. I think that people can really be have a capacity to learn things.
I think anybody is. I think anyone is able to learn. I think anyone is able to be taught. Not everyone is born equally as smart. Some people are obviously smarter than others, but
Yeah.
we all use tools, or we all have access to different tools to help us become smarter. But I don't think you choose to be dumb. I don't think that's not how that works there. I don't think that's how it works. That's kind of OD. I don't agree with that.
Like it's basically what Cody said. Like people choose to be ignorant. That's basically what I meant. But like I feel like ignorance and
Nah, I don't even think people choose. I don't even agree with that, right? Because you can just not know.
yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like if you be like, damn, Danny, you didn't know that the human body has 95% water or some whatever statistic. You didn't know that the human body has 36 bones or whatever the case is. I'd be like, no, I didn't know. And now you're like, wow, you really didn't know that? I'm like, no, I didn't know. Like I didn't. It doesn't move my life. Nothing changes. I don't care about that information. It's useless to me. Like I don't think at that point you can call that person dumb. They're just
No,
the information is not important.
I'm not saying that like information that like not everybody knows everything, right? It's just like it's just like specific things. It's specific things that I feel like people should know. I guess it's just me, because I've
Feel like
always
you
like
should know the square root of 69. Like you probably know it, you probably don't. I feel like you should know how to do long division. I feel like like that. I think that's a bigger issue, right? Because
hmm
the should comes from your life, from your perspective, from
yeah,
your view, from the way things you grew up. So you should know how to tie your shoes. You should know how to light a match. You should know how to make some tea. You should know, right? Like these are
yeah.
things that you say that you should know. You should know how to do your laundry. But some people
Don't
never
really
had
know
to
that.
do those
Yeah,
things. They never. So are they dumb? No,
no,
probably not. They're probably privileged, or they just never had to do it. Maybe they're not privileged. Maybe they just never needed to do it. Maybe they always their mother always did it, their guardian always did it for them, or whatever the case may be. Like it's just I don't know. Choosing to be dumb is OD though.
no. I feel like people know certain things, right? But they choose to be ignorant, and they choose to be dumb about these certain things, right? I don't want to get into I don't want to get into it like in terms of like people like let's say like people be like like 2 plus 2 equals 4, and it's obviously 4, but it's like when people say 2 plus 2 is 5 just for vibes.
It's I don't know. It's very eh. I don't agree with the virgin. Even if people are saying are choosing to be ignorant, I don't agree. You'd be surprised how much people really just don't know. Yeah, like that's why I don't really like fault people at times. Or like, oh, you didn't know that if you did this, you will get this. Like you didn't know that. That actually really didn't know. Like I won't make you feel stupid about it. Like oh, you really didn't know. Oh yeah. I learned it. I'll start like adding to like oh no yeah because like I'll give them more information. I don't think you should ever like. And if you're ever in a situation or somebody be like, "Oh, I didn't know that," you explain to them, "Oh yeah, like it works because of this, and that. Like this is how you do it." Blah blah blah. You enlighten them versus like, "Damn nigga, you stupid. Like how you didn't know that?"
Like bro, like I know I can never be a teacher, because it's just that like I can't teach. I can teach people, but I can't like really like teach like things that I feel like people should like because like I feel like if I like it's literally like a me thing, because it's just I guess I was naturally quote unquote gifted per se because of autism, stuff like that. So I was just like, oh, I can just I know this, and I feel like people should know this because I feel like this is basic things that
Yeah, but
people
it's not.
stuff
That's
like
the
that.
thing, though.
Yeah,
Not everything is one to one in life. That's
yeah,
that's like what the disconnect is.
yeah,
Not everything is a one to one scenario. Like some people don't know basic human things, right? But
yeah,
it's not because they're dumb or they're incapable. They probably were just never taught.
yeah,
That's really sometimes that's really all it is. They were never taught, so they were never aware about it. Like, damn, you didn't know you're supposed to separate your color, your blacks and your whites. So like, you didn't know you're supposed to separate your color from your whites or whatever. Some people don't know that, and that's fine. You don't. You be like, damn, you didn't know that. That means somebody never. While you were growing up, something in your life happened that somebody never taught you,
yeah,
and that's just what it is. So then you run into an obstacle that something happens in your life. One day you're at the laundromat, and the little lady next to you, she's like, "You're gonna put all your clothes like that together?" And you're like, "Yeah." Am I not supposed to? She'll be like, "You know, like you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do this, this." You're like, "Oh, okay. Thank you for informing me. I was never taught this."
yeah.
Like to me, everybody should know how to build a PC. Is that the case? No,
No,
that is not the case.
that is definitely not.
Right, and that's why I say you can't just call people dumb for things like that.
Yeah, like because sometimes I do have my moments. Believe me, I
Yeah,
have
you
my
could have been
moments.
taught wrong. There's so many things that literally just could have happened.
Like I personally think that when people are like it's normally a thing for me like when people play ignorant. That's one thing that really gets underneath my skin too. But
I mean,
like you
that's
know right from wrong, and then people just play like they don't know that stuff. It's crazy.
I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, right? That's an underlining issue at that point. That's something completely different from what we're
Yeah,
discussing.
yeah. And the other thing I really think is important. Like, well, going back to like what was said about the what about what going back to what was said about like the pillar conversation is I think like everybody in the community is really important, and the community is what makes or breaks a lot of games and a lot of things like that. I really think that you're a really influential person in terms of a community or the community. I think that like if people be saying like the shit that you be saying stuff like that, like me, I just be saying like for vibes or everybody in chat can relate to this. We like, oh yeah, for vibes or if I speak, I'm in big trouble type. Be people be saying you're slaying shit. I'm like, bro, that shit fire. That shit is really funny, and I feel like you're definitely a person that can really like is a really like beneficial person. You're really beneficial to the community, and I really think you can definitely like be
No,
be that guy.
I'll say I try, but I wouldn't say I'm the best.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
I mean, nobody is really like the best at anything. Honest, I mean, not really. Well, I lied. Like nobody really is like the best. Like the best at like a lot of things. Like, cause you can always be somebody better. Like always. Like it's
Yeah.
some underlying. It's like some underlier. Like can be like, oh yeah, this person can be better and stuff like that. But like, what's important is we gotta play to our strong suits. Always gotta play to our strong suits. And for you, you're very infectious when you're on stream. So I feel like that's one of your strong suits.
Um, honestly, I really just be in the just chatting category.
It's just chatty categories, crazy. I'm like nigga, why you be like you just be in the just chatting category pressing buttons, bro? This shit's funny.
But that's like it's like what you're saying, right? Like everyone plays to like their strong suits
Yeah,
and things like that. Like you play to what you can. Like you do what you can do best. And you use that to hide your weaknesses.
hmm and I feel like you do that in a really good manner. I feel like you do that in a manner to the point that like it's really useful to like do that, and like a lot
You know,
useful for people to know.
that what comes from that is understanding your own weakness too, right?
Yeah,
You have to be able to understand your weakness to be able to play to your strength even better.
yeah. Like if we had to understand what we are, like fundamentally and stuff like that, you know, like you said, fundamentally, I know I'm a really like preemptive person. Like I always like preemptively things like that, and that's one. I feel like that's one of my weaknesses. Like for example, right? I play Dragon Ball. When I play Dragon Ball, I normally like preemptively do things because like if you run forward and stop, I'm assuming you're going to DR. So I'm really preemptive. So I'm really preemptive when it comes to like a lot of things in life. So I think that's one of my weaknesses, but also one of my strong suits.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's just things that you learn over time, whether it's from playing the game or just from different experience. Because strengths could be in games, could be weaknesses. Excuse me, it could be in game, could be in real life, could just be anything. Could be gardening, could be anything you do.
Yeah,
You know that you walk faster with your hand on your hip than you do with your hand by your by your chest or something. I don't know.
yeah.
Right? It's just things you know that make sense to you and your body, and you play on that.
Mm,
But yeah,
yeah, man. Because
this is fun.
like I really think that when people just when people get to like when people don't embrace their strong suits, I think that's like one thing that holds a lot of people back from anything that they do or
Well,
embrace their weaknesses either.
yo, Sonic, yo, Cody, thank you for the gift to Sonic. I appreciate you, my heart. But that's like another issue, right? Because not a lot of people know their strength. Thank you, Cody. Not not a lot of people know their strength, so it creates like a whole nother issue.
Yeah, a whole other scenario. You know, I really it's just it gets rough sometimes when people like downplay a lot on themselves, like because I feel like people can do better. Everybody has an opportunity to do better, and I feel like every day is another opportunity to be better.
Yeah,
And that's what I told you too. I feel like everybody has that opportunity, but I'm gonna wrap it up with like a couple more questions and stuff like that. So just to keep it real with you. Because I gotta mentally prepare for this shit. But
you
yeah,
say you have Palm soon, right?
yeah, yeah. But got one last question for you, bro.
Yeah.
Heads or tails?
Okay, man. Tails never fails.
It was nice talking to you, bro. It was nice talking to you, gang.
No, no, of course. Nah, I appreciate it. It's fun. I like doing this. It's pretty fun.
Of course, bro. Of course, bro. I might hit you back. I might hit you back for another one, like in the next like 6 months or so. Cause
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of other people I need to interview too. So I get that shit squared away. I might hit you back for some more stuff.
It was cool. It's good to go back to the origins and
Yeah.
get glazed here and there.
If you like that, bro, but like, yeah, man, you gotta. Yeah, I saw your message, bro. Go ahead and grip those walls, bro.
Hey yo.
Nah, bro. Hey, man, I saw the message, bro. Go ahead and do that shit, bro. I know the commode is waiting, but yeah, yeah. I catch you later, gangy.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
No problem, bro.
All right.
All right. Let's see. All right, guys. That's it. That's wraps. If y'all enjoyed the interview, just like, subscribe, all that other shit, bro. For the vibes.